Hello, Capricorn. Happy birthday. Happy 2020 and whatever else interesting is going on right about now. I hope you guys have been doing well since we spoke last, my friend, because that was epic. Hashtag no cap. Ha 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 ha. You saw that? It was like a relevant reference and whatnot or whatever. So anyway, we are going to look at the energies for you guys for the month of January. Man, I really got to get used to saying 2020. Y'all know I want to say for the 99 and the 2000 and whatnot or whatever. But anywho, we're going to ask Spirit to give us clear and direct guidance for my Capricorn Spirit for the month of January. Anything that they need to know, anything of utmost importance, I ask that come to the forefront in this here reading, please, Spirit. And as always, thank you in advance, because I know you're good for it. See what's going on with Capricorns. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I feel a level of anxiety for you all. Theme, past, blocks, and possibilities for the Capricorns and whatnot or whatever. So anywho, let's see. Theme for the month. We have the Seven of Swords. Now this came out in the reverse. That's what I was trying to say. My mouth got some things going through some things, you know. It came out in the reverse. I'm going to take that into account. This deck, I always like to honor the authors of decks. They don't read this deck in the reverse, but I want to take that into account, though. But with the Seven of Swords, the first thing that's going to come to mind for me is what I always say with the Seven of Swords, and that's what you skip will trip you up later, right? What did you skip, Capricorn? Anything you skipped? Anything you left behind? You know what I'm saying? I want to give you a whole lecture right now, but I need to turn over the rest of the cards. But I'm going to give you the lecture because I feel this is of utmost importance. When we talk about what it is you're skipping, there's a need for you to be present right now in the moment in order for you to be aware of anything that would be being skipped. Because if I bring this back to the sense I'm feeling of anxiety, what that's letting me know, Cappy, is that coming into January, it's not to say that anything bad is going on or whatever. It's apprehension, it's fear, it's worry. Totally normal, right? We're projecting past things that have happened or present fears into the future. I feel this is more or less, I don't want to say as far as you second guessing yourself, but I feel with the Seven of Swords being in the reverse, we're talking about that aspect of what is it that you guys are skipping. We're talking about the solution to your problem lying in mindfulness and being present in the moment and being conscious of what you're thinking. I feel this is very much rooted in self-doubt. When we talk about like the Seven of Swords being a thief energy, you know what I mean, taking something from you, I feel more or less that your thoughts are robbing you of the peace that you guys could be having. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, turn over the rest of the cards. Next card, we have the King of Hazards. I guess I should say what the card says, but it's the King of Pentacles. Fascinating. That's somebody, daddy. I'm just saying. Next, whew. Not surprising. We have the Two of Swords. Then we have the King of Cups. Oh, Capricorn. Let me tell you something. So, you're a Cappy. I'm a Taurus. We have this connection thing. I mean, aside from the fact that we're earth signs, but, you know, y'all are deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm deep. You know? My opposite sign is Scorpio, so, you know. What hides beneath is Scorpio vibes. You know what I'm saying? I say this to say, I have not used this deck. This is probably one of my favorite decks that I own just because I'm weird and I like dark and morbid kind of things. But the King of Cups being here, the reason why I picked up this deck, didn't know it was for y'all, because I was literally just clearing my space to sit down to do these readings. But this is the vision that I saw. I literally saw a flash of this card and I was like, whoa, I have not seen this deck in some time. We haven't used this daddy in a minute, right? So my thought was like, just because I want to use it, we're going to use it. And the fact that this has come out in your possibilities, oh, Cappy, we're like connected. We're like having a moment, if you didn't already know this. So anywho, looking at this within the form of this spread, keeping into account what I just said with the Seven of Swords in reverse for our theme, you guys are more or less vindicating yourself this month. It's a level of mastery both in the physical sense, like physical realm, stuff, things, what have you. I feel that's pretty much solidified. I'll get into the dad thing in a second. I feel it's pretty much solidified for you guys. We can say December, but I'm feeling this energy really more or less from 2019. Taking into account everything that we've been speaking about as a collective, I feel that this hits really hard for you guys because with the New Year's Eve readings that I did and all of the, stuff with pathology, I just literally said pathology and I was doing this anyway. My mouth, y'all, it's just doing stuff. But anyway, the whole thing with pathology and with the 2020 planner that I have for you guys, and thinking also with the reading from December, the no cap reading, where, I got something in my eye and things of the sort. And us talking about the oppressive forces, for some of you, not all of you, the King of Pentacles is like a father figure or a male figure in your life that has a lot to do with this influence. For others of you, I'm seeing this more or less as a mastery in the physical world that you guys achieved either in December or in all of 2019. So it's more or less where you stand in your life in the physical realm. These are things that you have a handle on. Coming into 2020 and in January, the main thing that you guys are going to be dealing with is all of the emotions that are brewing underneath that. So for some of you, this could be literally an anchoring, like the fact that you're at a place of stability, like you got somewhere to live, you got food on the table, things of the sort. Basic needs are met. But what's being revealed is the source of the emotions, like the overwhelm of emotions. The source of this is coming from the mental space, right? It's a lack thereof of making a decision. And the thing that needs to be known is that when you don't make a decision, that is still a decision, right? So it's more or less robbing yourself of peace, robbing yourself of clarity. But the avoidance, right? I don't want to go as far as saying like denial, but it's more or less like, I don't even want to say stagnant. I don't want to say stagnant because it's so weird with how the energies are right now, because collectively we're going through an epic shift. And then like it being the new year, it's like, that's why I'm iffy about using the word stagnation, because it's a level of pause that we're all on while things are getting kind of configured. So I don't want to say stagnation as if you're stuck. It's a pause, but it needs to be a pause directed with movement. I feel you guys are inhibited from moving, but it's a self-inhibited movement because it's rooted in a sense of self-doubt or confusion within oneself about how it is you're going to move forward, right? I don't really feel it's in a physical sense of like, what job should I get? Who am I? Stuff like that. It's more or less like emotional and existential type of questions. It's like, the overwhelm that you guys are feeling that's causing you to pause is rooted in how it is you guys are perceiving yourself and or the situation. In other words, you're robbing yourself of clarity, if that's making sense, right? So what we're talking about with what's blocking you is the lack thereof of a path that's being chosen or a decision to make. Man, this is looking so weird to me how I'm seeing this. That looks so weird, but I'm just going to say what I'm seeing, Capricorn. I'm going to say what I'm seeing because I'm rationalizing it because it logically isn't possible. If you see a person that's at a crossroads, right? That's why it doesn't make sense. You're at a crossroads. You can either go this way or this way. What I'm seeing is a person standing here, right? And it's like, all this is like grass. So it's like grass everywhere. There's a path that goes, and then it goes two different ways. What Spirit is showing me is a person who's standing here, right? Like at the crossroads. And instead of picking a path, the person is walking straight ahead into the grass, right? But the thing I'm seeing that's interesting to me and why I say it's not possible is because as they, like, it's like this. As they start to walk this way, it's like the ground is coming up. Right? And it's like, it's just pushing backwards. So the person is literally treading through dirt, through the grass, and the grass is just coming up like a sheet. And that's why I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because like, that's logically not possible. But it's more or less showing me where, thank you, Spirit, because how I said it's a pause, but it's not stagnation. It's like Oh, wow, this is so wonderful. I just had this conversation. It's an illusion of movement. So it's a progression forward in a physical sense. So you're doing stuff, you're doing things in so many words, you're making decisions with other stuff or whatever, you're waking up every day, you're breathing, whatever. But it's more or less like being in an inner state of frozenness, in other words, because it's a refusal to want to pick either path. And I really feel like for some of y'all, this really may be the subconscious underlying program of what y'all are dealing with. But in so many words, it's like it's a resistance to make the choice because it's a lack of confidence about which choice. And I really just had this conversation. It's knowing what you need to do, but not knowing which one of these paths would get you there. So what one is doing instead, it's like, and that's why it's not stagnation, because it's not like you're standing still. It's almost like you're numbing out. So it's like you're disassociating. I'm not here right now, like autopilot in every sense of the word, right? But what's happening with that is like all of these things are tacking on to you, and you're just adding more pressure, more burdens, more resistance in the process, when all of this could be undone if we were to stop now, be aware of where it is we are, accept the fact that I gotta make a choice here. And I'm saying this generally because this could literally be mental space, like literal decision. Should I move to this house or this house? Should I break up with this person or not? Leave this job or not? Should I focus on myself or not? You know what I mean? It could be a myriad of different things. But the thing is, you need to step back and be present and aware in this moment, because you're inadvertently making this harder than it really has to be. Granted, the situation is hard. It is difficult. But the choice needs to be made to break the monotony, because otherwise you're tacking on more burdens that really don't need to be there, if that's making sense, or that you don't necessarily have to bear, in so many words, right? So I feel it's more or less with this theme of the Seven of Swords in reverse, you guys are robbing yourself of clarity. You're robbing yourself of balance. You're robbing yourself of peace. And if we go back to this sense of, spirit is on one today, y'all. I'm just going to jump into the spirit. So if you think about the Seven of Swords, let me just show you, visual aid here. If you think about the Seven of Swords in the right way, oh, this just got good. I just have to show y'all, because I think if I said it, it wouldn't even make sense. I said it already, but when I show it to you, y'all, 2020 gonna be lit. That's all I can say. That's all I can share, little Capricorn. It's your I can share. Watch this be like the last card in this deck. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Show you, the spirit just showed me how my little intuition shut up. Seven of Swords, right? How many swords you got? That's 5. How many swords are you leaving behind? 2. What's your block this month? Wait for it. I'm just saying. What you skip will trip you up later. Oh, now it's really about to get real. Capricorn, I don't know if it falls into the whole theme of like this whole 2016 thing, but there is a decision that you were supposed to make. I don't know if it was last month or last year, or if you've been avoiding this decision. This crossroads is one that you have been avoiding for a very long time. So I don't know if you're in the category of the 2016 people, but this is a decision you've been trying not to make. It's more or less you walking forward through the crossroads has been your attempts of not making a decision in hopes that somebody else would like step up and make a decision, or maybe somehow, some way stuff would just work itself out miraculously and you wouldn't have to do it. But 2020 is a year that is very different than every year that has preceded it, in the fact that all of the readings in 2019 that I have done since probably about September, the tables turned to the point of us needing to take personal responsibility for our decisions, our actions, and our lives. Coming into this energy of 2020, it's like playtime is over, right? Spirit is making all of us put our big girl, big boy panties on, right? So now there will no longer be the ability to say, I'm just going to disassociate and pretend that this is not happening and hope that it somehow works itself out. No. We will continuously hit brick walls until we make a decision. So where it's the movement and not moving, I'm seeing this more or less in like it's an energetic sense. You could be physically moving forward in your life, so it seems, but then you would come to the realization, like many of us this month in 2020, that you're merely on a hamster wheel. It is the illusion of progressive movement, but the lack thereof. Now, this is not a death sentence. Not saying that you're destined to your whole 2020 gonna be like that. It's like, no. Why you have to be present in the moment is because the only place that we can make decisions, use our power of choice, that great superpower that we often overlook as humans, is in the present moment. You cannot make a choice in the past, because that's over with. You cannot make a choice in the future, because it ain't here yet, right? So you need to make decisions today. But this is something that you have been avoiding for a very long time. For each person, the span of time is different. So the key is here. You're qualified to make the choice. The only thing that's ever really been a block ever since you've had to make this choice, the only thing that's ever been a block is that. And it's the fact that not making it has made stuff harder. And it doesn't have to be. Because instantly, all this extra stuff that's tacked on, the moment you make the choice, it's over with. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So one or the other. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's why I see, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's robbing yourself of the ability to progress forward. This being a new year, what better time to do that than now, my friend? And what I can tell you is a little extra incentive before I leave you here on today. If you were not in, or you haven't watched the little trilogy that I did for New Year's Eve, bringing in 2020, I talked about in episode 3, I pretty much revealed, had to make it all extra, with Pathology. If you are familiar with it, you can sign up for it on my website, because there is a 2020 planner that I am releasing, and it's different because this isn't just like a planner like, oh, let's write down our dates and birthdays and things of the sort. No, it's not like that. We're literally breaking down your life, the last decade, dagnabbit son of a gun. I've already done the outlines for it. If you're curious as to how it works, you can watch episode 3. I'm not going to, bore you with all of that here. But you can watch episode 3. It's under the January playlist. And if you're interested, you go to my website. At the very, very bottom, they have like a little sign-in mailing list. Just put your name on that so you can pre-order, and I'll send all of the stuff to you, because it's an entire program, in so many words, that's going to help you ensure that you slay 2020. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that like, make you slay. I really mean like slay, like dragons and things of the sort. And whatnot or whatever. So anywho, we're going to throw the dice of resonance. Ooh, and I did it again. It's been so long. Where is the key for... I don't know where the key is. No. Dagnabbit son of a gun. Y'all, it's been so long since we did the readings. I don't even know where the key is for the dice that have no name. I know you lying. I legit don't know where it's at. I'd be lying if I said I did, Capricorn. I done made so many changes and things, y'all. Like, my goodness, I done made a change where I don't know where the key is. Anywho, I guess I have to stop the video and get it. But anyway, if you have a yes or no question, go ahead and ask that now. We have Libra. We have Yes in a Few Months. We have Crush. We have Sun. And we have Virgo. So Yes in a Few Months, Libra, Crush, Virgo, and Sun. So I'm going to have to stop this video now and figure out what I did with the key. And you'll see me in a second, but Lord only knows how long this is going to take because I really don't even know where to look. I really should have listened spirit and typed that up, but that's neither here nor there. Love your face. Hold on a second. 7 hours later. Just kidding. It was a little quicker than I thought. It was on one of my clipboards. I was so terrified. I was like, Spirit, please just lead me, Lord. Just please lead me. But anywho, I was supposed to type this up and I still didn't. And this is my little jab. Like it's 2020. I'm being held accountable. I was going to not edit this video, but now I don't have a choice. So I got to graph this in here. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and throw the dice that have no name. We have Aries, we have, I forgot what planet that is, and the number 10. What planet is that? Neptune. Ooh, what a great planet to have, Capricorn. Anywho, moving right along. All right, so when we're talking about Neptune, that is one of the ambassador planets and whatnot, or whatever. So we're talking about themes of you're being challenged to become more than human. It's a call for change and growth in your consciousness. Your motivations are shifting from personal to spiritual. The pilot of your soul's evolutionary driver desire is attracting outer events and situations into your life that reflect the inner needs. These provide the stepping stones for your spiritual growth. So themes of this, what we're talking about is the wonderful, beautiful ascent to the golden aura, the middle way, agape love, unconditional love, Christ consciousness, whichever you would like to call it, nirvana, I don't know, well, technically not the same thing as nirvana, but you know what I mean. It's a freaking ascension, right? So that's what we're talking about in January. All the challenges that you guys are facing is to get you into alignment, to get to where it is that's for your highest good. So don't resist it. So anywho, more specifically with Neptune, it says mystical and emotional yearning for union with God. Ooh, it just got real with Neptune. My goodness. Dude, it's real. So here's the thing. This is the catalyst experience for you all. It's you guys desiring to become whole, you becoming your own inner authority and all that good stuff and what's not, or whatever. With our number 10, oh, it's a little warranty stuff from my lights. It's good to know that that's there in a place where it shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, Spirit just exposed me in front of everybody. Princess needs to organize. Moving right along. So when we're talking about our number 10, of course, we got a duality there. So we're talking about a completion of a cycle and the beginning of another. So for your major arcana for the month, it is the Magician as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So for the number 10, it says, take time to do a personal review of your journey so far. Hot damn. Number 10, it's a decade. And the whole Pathology book is going over a decade. And number 10 says to take time to do a personal review of your journey so far. I'm going to help you do that. Go to the website, sign up for it. Moving right along so far. Remember, success is seeing where you were and where you are now. What you did to get here, that, my friend, that is success. The more you know. Okay, just kidding. Well, Capricorn, that's been your reading. If you're about that extended life, the link is below, my friend. I love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces and whatnot.